tummy, my 8-year-old told my 5-year-old. I'd been dipping in and out of their conversation, and I couldn't tell you how they got there exactly, but when they did, I realized that I had to do something about their reproductive misinformation. Easy for some to dive right in and draw pictures or wheel out the transparent model of all the organs showing and describe every gland and go into detailed commentary, but it's not so easy for the likes of me, who likes private parts a lot, but doesn't necessarily like to talk about them with my children. I have an old school approach to dealing with talk of baby making and birth and genitalia, which is not to talk about it at all. Admittedly, an unproductive and unhelpful strategy, but frankly, I'd rather they learn all that stuff on the mean streets of South Orange and Maplewood. I don't want them to consider these subjects taboo, of course, so I should just tell them where babies come out and use the word that no Michigan House Republican dares to use. I mean, I'm better than that, right? Except that I'm not, because I don't like the word either. I considered why the word vagina makes so many people feel a bit queer, and now I believe, after a deep, probing study of vagina, that it's the actual sound of the word as opposed to the it itself, particularly the gine in China. For example, if you were to say, originally, the indigenous people of the Middle East have a lamp and get 3 wishes from the genie, it might make you a little uncomfortable, as it does me. Not to mention the fact that the word vagina comes from the Latin word for sword sheath. Kind of been excruciating. So the word itself was generating some discomfort. And also, I just wasn't sure how my kids would take it, because when it comes to talking about vaginas, I tend to be pretty tight-lipped. But I was processing on fast forward, knowing that my window of telling the truth was closing slowly, so I gave myself a good talking to. I rallied. I should just tell them the truth and use anatomically correct words, because there's absolutely no reason to feel wrong or embarrassed about telling them what really happens and where it happens, and that is that babies come out of the vagina, except when they don't, because some babies do come out of the tummy. So I could tell them that some babies are scooped out of the tummy and some babies pushed out of the vagina, but then I have to explain what a cesarean is, and they are probably not ready to hear that as much as they are probably not ready to hear that babies come out of the vagina, or that if you push too hard and too long during labor, you will blow your anus right out. Right back in like a party blower. I want to bury my head in the sand and let them keep on thinking that babies pop out of tummies. I can't in fact stand by and let them believe something that isn't true, because we live in an age where parents tell the truth about sex and body parts, even though we insist on lying about Santa and the tooth fairy, and in fact that the DVD player in our minivan only works on the highway. So I just need to act like it's as normal as sneezing and tell them that babies come out of the vagina. And so I decided to say it, and it went okay, it did, except that I'll admit I did hesitate briefly and found myself using a bit of mime to help me push out the words. I made sort of diving motions, more like gestures of excavation, kind of clearing the way with my hands, accentuated with the slight plie to make room for the imaginary baby coming out of my vagina. So that they would not misunderstand, and so that I would not have to repeat myself. Actually, boys, I said finally, the babies come out of the vagina. I exhaled and I scanned their faces for signs of trauma. There had never been a better example of a pregnant pause. Not to belabor the subject. Really? Said I was hoping. Really, I said, really, 78-year-old who's accustomed to his mother's exaggerations and storytelling. Really, I said with a shrug, and turned around to do the dishes and get myself a little bit more air, and I prayed, please don't ask me anything else, praying to no one in particular, and they didn't. They were not upset or confused or disgusted, or maybe they were, but they were too stunned to say anything. But mostly, I think that they just accepted it, which just goes to show you that House Republicans in Michigan are not bad people. It's just that, unlike Michigan State Representative downtown Lisa Brown.